beautiful Friday here with Longshore McKnight. We're live at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Prattville on Cobbs Ford Road as the sun is rising here in the east. I still remember that from my geography classes.
Yeah, about the first time it doesn't, then we've got real news here on this program.
Some people used to say things, as soon as the sun doesn't rise in the east, Auburn will win a national championship in football. Well, one of those things has happened since 1957.
And it ain't the sun rising in the east.
No, it isn't.
In the west.
And since then, very few more have been added on, as we talked about a couple of weeks ago. But it is a Football Friday. We're so glad you are with us here today, whether you're viewing or listening. And Barry is out on two wheels when we finish up the live show. You guys heading to Buffalo, New York today.
Yeah, we have got a relatively early flight. I got to get out of Prattville, get on the plane, head to Buffalo. Troy and the Buffalo Bulls.
Yes.
Play tomorrow afternoon at 2:30, and we've got the broadcast on the radio network. I wonder how that works, because officially, I think it's the State University of New York at Buffalo.
I think I've heard that. Yeah.
Academically, they call themselves the University at Buffalo.
Okay.
But it's the Buffalo Bulls.
Any Bulls in Buffalo?
I don't know why you would. I mean, we all know what the major sports entity in Buffalo is. It's the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Who won last night.
More on that later.
And
thank you, Chris the Bammer, for wondering how the Phantom did.
Yeah.
Thank you. I saw that.
If you're in that area of the world and the major entity is the Buffalo Bills and you call yourself the Buffalo Bulls.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, you going to the Buffalo Bulls game? Yeah, man, they're playing Miami. No, not the Buffalo Bills, the Buffalo Bulls.
Yeah.
You know?
Where do the Bulls play? They don't play in Bills Stadium, do they?
No, they play at UB Stadium, which is actually it's in their north campus, which is Amherst, New York, which is, I mean, it's right outside, but yeah, it's on the other side of town from Niagara Falls and from the Niagara River and from Lake Erie. I was going to ask you,
have you ever done a game in Buffalo before?
I have.
Wow.
Not a football game.
Yeah.
I've done a basketball game. The Troy men's basketball team played in the NIT one year, many years ago, against Niagara. That's Niagara with an N.
Yes. How else would you spell
it? With a V.
That Niagara. Oh, yeah, I got it.
But they played the game instead of Niagara's little field house. They played it at the University of Buffalo Arena. So we were in Buffalo for about 3 days in one of definitely the worst snowstorm I've ever been a part of. We actually had to fly into Cleveland, and our bus went about 15 miles an hour around the rim of Lake Erie and the sleet and everything. And then by the time we got to Buffalo, it was about shin high in snow, and I was miserable.
Only been to Buffalo one time, believe it or not, Barry. It was on Christmas Day. And flew into Buffalo.
It's a tough place to go spend Christmas.
It really is. And it was that like you were describing. Sleet, snow, horrible weather, windy. But you know what? We were there and had to go see Niagara Falls.
Sure, yeah.
So we drove up to Niagara Falls from Buffalo. Don't remember how far it was. And it was incredibly cold, to say the least. And I'm thinking, really? Are we doing this? We jump out of the car, go get our picture by Niagara Falls, jump back in the car, head back. Hey, we've been there, seen it, done it. So that's all I can tell you about Buffalo. But the Trojans heading up there to take on Buffalo. What's the kick time tomorrow?
2:30 Central, 3:30 Eastern time.
Okay.
And it's going to be a tough challenge.
You think so?
Yeah.
Only a 6.5-point underdog in this game.
Yeah. You got to have some people step up. Goose Crowder isn't playing. We talked about that with Robert Kahn on Wednesday from Phoenix Physical Therapy. It's going to be Tucker Kilcrease, maybe a quarterback who we haven't seen yet named Uwe Ale for Troy. We'll see.
You know, Barry always used to say, hey, quarterbacks the opposing team hadn't seen yet, coach, can always play, be beneficial for you.
Yeah, let's see how good of a salesman you are.
You're kind of surprising them a little bit, just saying. Yeah. Well, there are no surprises here at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. I see you scanning all of the vehicles that are available here on their website.
You can go to stiverscdjr.com. Of course, you can scan for anything, pre-owned vehicles. I'm looking at the new Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Chryslers for sale here. Yeah. And I knew, I park in the back where there are acres upon acres of vehicles out there. I knew there was a lot, but man,
a lot or a lot?
There's a lot on the lot.
A lot on the lot. Okay.
But you look online. And I mean, it's a great tool. It's a great resource. You can check what you want. You can get a price. You can get pre-approved online. But you really don't get a full sense of just how many vehicles that there are here until you actually come to the lot.
Yeah, we invite you to come out to the lot all day today, tomorrow, throughout the weekend. Look, they know your time's valuable, so they're not going to keep you around all day. With the car buying process. Plus, it's streamlined, it's quick, it's easy, and they're giving you the best deal.
You can't get Wanda's smile online. I mean, you got to come here.
You have to do that. So, yeah, come on. There's something, online's good for some things, but hey, you want that warmth and personal service.
You got
to walk through the front door. And Barry, you're right about it, because we're at Northwest Florida and Alabama's largest volume Ram dealer. We're 2025 Ram 1500s up to 21 grand off MSRP. You heard me right. 21 grand off MSRP plus 3.9% APR for 72 months or 1.9% APR for 72 months. It's your choice. You make the call. It's how you want it.
That's right.
Not how they want it. It's how you want it. Great options here on those Ram trucks.
And a bunch of them out there. Again, not 2 or 3, loads of them all over the lot in your preferred color and your preferred style and your preferred model and your preferred price.
Sure.
You've got to come check it out. We are at Stivers, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. John and I are in the showroom, Cobbs Ford Road, Prattville, Alabama, just really a short drive from anywhere.
Barry, I know you've done a lot of games where maybe you weren't affiliated with Troy. You've just done other games that Troy wasn't involved in. So maybe emotionally you weren't as involved as maybe you would if obviously it was a Troy contest. Well, last night I just happened to be, watching a little bit of this Charlotte-Rice game. I don't know why. Maybe I had a little interest in it.
Lugs is doing it.
Yeah,
We're big Tom Luganville fans.
Sure. I don't know who. Lugs was on the sidelines. Matt Berry doing the play-by-play. I don't know who the color analyst was. Couldn't recognize the boys. Couple of things about that game. We're going to get more into this later. Don't worry, Krista Bammer. Don't you worry. I don't know who decides what uniforms Charlotte wears, but the same color faded gold jersey and helmet with a white pair of pants isn't a good look. It kind of all bleeds in together. So that was the first thing I didn't like.
For a play-by-play announcer, faded gold on white or white on faded gold, the worst.
Didn't look good. I just couldn't. They had this white logo on this faded gold helmet and the numbers, and it had Charlotte written on it. And I don't know, it just didn't look good. It wasn't a good look. And based on the number of people that didn't go to the game,
which is billions,
I can tell they didn't like the look either. Secondly, I don't need the analyst, play-by-play guy, whomever. I don't think Luke said this. Charlotte is whipping this team up and down the field. It's amazing. Rice has a lead in this game. I went, done, over, kiss of death, right there.
Yes.
No way this game comes out on my side.
The way he wants it to come out.
Don't ever say that. Every time I hear a guy say that kind of stuff, I'm thinking, oh.
Because what? It don't matter. At least for some people's goals and intents and purposes. Man, I'm telling you, we outgained. We had 17 more first downs than they did.
Yeah.
Does John want to hear that?
Don't want to hear it.
No.
Don't care.
Did you or didn't you?
That's it.
And you know what I'm talking about. Not about time that they start awarding half points for first downs. That's when I'll listen to you. But until then, they only check one thing, and that's the scoreboard.
That is the score, and more on that later. But I just wanted to throw that out there. Yeah. Also, another team that, besides Charlotte, that needs to do something about a uniform revamp. I think Rice has got the same uniforms they had when they beat Alabama those 3 times.
The Tommy Lewis years that John keeps bringing up.
Got a number on one side, some kind of scripted Gothic R on the right side.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm thinking, what's up with these unis? But, you know, as Philip Marshall told us recently, uniforms really don't matter.
John says, you have the same flannel shirt you're wearing in 1976. What are you talking about? Somebody's look,
who made this guy
presentation.
Play? Yeah, so that's just a little quick hit about last night. Don't really want to get into it. The Dolphins did cover, but they still are not any good.
Yeah.
I think Buffalo just went through the motions. Thursday night, let's get it over with.
They had a couple of guys out, and Tua is not playing well. If I had told 2019 you that by far the better quarterback in the NFL is Jalen Hurts over Tua Tagovailoa, you would have thought I was crazy.
I would have.
But it's true.
I would have thought
I don't know what Tua's deal is, but he ain't playing well.
All right, so
meanwhile, on the other side, you got Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl ring, supermodel wife, the toast of Philadelphia, and you guys are still blaming the fact that Saban started Jalen Hurts in the whatever it was, 2018 Iron Bowl. If they'd have started Tua, we'd have won that game at Jordan-Hare Stadium.
All right, so
Jalen is better.
I'm going to kind of give my side of the story this way. It's similar in my mind to somebody that rushes for 1,500 yards against 6 of the worst defenses in college football. Man, this guy's great. Then you put him up against some competition, not so good.
The old Petway argument.
Same thing with these two quarterbacks. I think if Jalen Hurts was at Miami, he'd be struggling just as much as Tua is. Tua has no pieces of the puzzle around him. Jalen's got a lot. He got a lot to work with. Great offensive line, great skill people, got great running backs, great wide receivers. Everything's coming up roses, as Ethel Merman once said or sang in the movie Airplane.
Was that Ethel Merman or was that some patient in the hospital?
I think that was the real. I think that was the real Ethel Merman. Actually.
I think it was actually some patient who was under the delusion that she was Ethel Merman. And then Ethel Merman starts singing. Anyway, we digress.
Oh, yeah. When she starts singing, then Ethel Merman's in the bed. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
We digress here. This is the same guy.
Who the hell's Ethel Merman?
Who moments ago said, I don't want to hear about first downs. Give me all this crud about, they're running up and down the field. It's surprising they're not winning by more. Yeah, I know. And he doesn't want any excuses about first downs or, fourth down conversion percentage. Right? He wants to know the final deal. Same thing here. Well, see, if Tua had the offensive line and the running back that Jalen Hurts has, then Tua would be really good. I mean, that is the same segment of our little show. And John goes both ways in his approach to that topic.
You got to have all bases covered, Barry.
Yeah, the rest of it's up to you. You make up your own mind. John's covering all the bases.
So, Barry, I think roster management is different from stats. First downs, turnovers, rushing yards, passing yards, defensive efficiency, QBR rating, all that junk, whatever. Yeah. But roster management's totally different. I mean, we always hear people saying, hey, if you got the best players, you got a really good chance of winning. Nick Saban would say that. It's all about recruiting the best players. If you got the best roster, you turn into being a pretty good coach.
He could have Jerry Rice at wide receiver. Yeah. He could have Larry Fitzgerald at wide receiver. He could have Derrick Henry at running back. And that wouldn't have stopped him from throwing that late interception with 3 minutes to go that prevented Miami from
I don't know. I mean, if your offensive line isn't protecting well enough and your wide receivers are not running the right routes, crisp routes. I mean, hey, at this point in time, Tua's probably so rattled, he doesn't know what day it is. I mean, it's between the ears with him
I hate to agree with you on that because it's a tragic thing, but yeah.
Yeah, I think he's thinking, man, I have zero confidence here. But it goes back to Barry. How in the world Bobby Cox didn't win more World Series titles?
He had the horses.
Yeah. I mean, I could have won one. You kidding me? He had the best roster in Major League Baseball.
He would not have won one because he would not have agreed to showing up 162 times to a Braves game.
Now, you're right about that. Plus, I would have had some stipulations when we traveled. Wait a minute. I ain't sitting in the back. No way.
Also, the difference there is that with Miami, you got a head coach that wears capri pants on the sidelines.
What's up with that?
I don't care what Mike McDaniel does as the head coach. I don't think it's a good, but at least he's not wearing a hoodie sleeves like Kalen.
I thought that was just Belichick. I don't think they're cut off. I think they're still intact.
My point is still strong. You guys are making fun of this guy for capri pants. And one when he's wearing
the hoodie, the polo shirt, not so much.
Yeah.
Now they're on the road next week. He usually wears the polo on the road. Wear the hoodie. I'll say this, Barry. My youngest, number 4 child, not the youngest yet, but
he paused to kind of
let me think.
Number 4,
let me think. He will. He's got a birthday Sunday.
Hey,
turning 18 on Sunday. My oldest is turning 30 on Monday. How about that?
I remember when she was born
30 years ago. 30 on Monday.
Wow.
So I go to get Junior a present yesterday. And I say, what's popular with 18-year-olds? The guy goes, the hoodies. You got to go hoodie. I went, really? Like Kalen DeBoer hoodie? They went, oh, yeah, no doubt. Got to go hoodie. I went, wow, show me what you got.
I'm telling you, I'm driving around Detroit campus yesterday. I'm looking at the dashboard of my Stivers Ford.
Sure.
And it says 92 degrees on there.
That's right.
I'm driving through campus, and several of our student athletes are walking to class or walking back from class. They got a hoodie on. With the sleeves and everything. I'm thinking, it's 92 degrees out there, fellas.
Fashion.
What in the world?
My only suggestion, Barry, I wish DeBoer would mix in like a white or a red hoodie. He's wearing the black hoodie with the Alabama in red. It's hard to see.
Yeah.
So, just mix in some different colors. I don't really mind the hoodie. Just some different colors.
We have some different opinions. I always thought that that Saban should wear a ball cap. He was about ball cap time for him, if you know what I mean. That headset wearing down on the scalp.
I think when it rained, Saban would wear a hat.
Yeah, like that Missouri game, and I thought it looked good,
I will say DeBoer looks good in a hat. That hat he wears fits his head. Two guys have big heads that can't wear hats a lot unless we find one that fits, which is not easy to do. My wife even mentioned, she said, DeBoer looks good in that hat.
But
at least he's got that going for him.
Also think, and this is just me, that Hughes should shave on game day.
I think no doubt. I think Hughes should definitely mix in a razor. All right. We're here at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. The kickoff sales event is underway. I want you to come out and see our friends here on Cobbs Ford Road. Lee Sterling from Paramount Sports in about 20 minutes. He's hot. We're going to get some of his picks today. Also, the Phantom is coming off a non-losing weekend.
There you go. Phantom 4 is coming up. And as always, Ralph Michaels from Wager Talk and the Gold Sheet. We are live in the showroom. Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville. Come on out and see us. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry and Longshore and McKnight are giving you the opportunity to win a 1-carat lab-grown diamond valued at $500. Pick the exact score for either the Auburn or Alabama games each week. Limit 1 entry per person, per household, per game. You can enter anytime beginning Monday morning the week of the games, and all entries must be received before kickoff of each game. Enter by emailing your picks to longshoreandmcknight@gmail.com. That's longshoreandmcknight@gmail.com. And in the subject line, type in diamonds. 1 additional entry to win a 1-carat natural diamond valued at $3,000 will be up for all weekly winners to pick the score in the national championship game. Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry, 8163 Vaughn Road in Peppertree, adjacent to Chappie's Deli. Open 7 days a week, or check them out at marguerites.com. At Marguerites, they make it. They really make it.
Summer's here, and so too are its many challenges. Heat that won't quit. Beers that won't fit. Hammocks that won't hammock. Screen doors that appear out of nowhere. Flips that flop a little too much. That's why it's important to keep it simple. Keep it cool. Keep them coming. And keep it easy. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Bud Light.
At Dixie Overhead Door, we specialize in top-quality garage door solutions for homes across Alabama and Georgia. In need of a garage door repair or a brand new garage door installation, our expert team delivers fast, reliable service with local expertise that you can trust, providing customized solutions and exceptional care every step of the way. Visit us today at DixieOverheadDoor.com and experience the Dixie difference.
Alrighty, welcome back in, everybody. Glad you're with us here. We're live at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Prattville, Northwest Florida, and Alabama's largest volume Ram dealer. Barry, obviously, Auburn heading on the road today out to Norman, Oklahoma. They'll be leaving for the Montgomery Regional Airport later today, traveling into Norman. Do you fly into Norman, or do you fly into Tulsa or Oklahoma City?
Oklahoma City is right there. Norman is a suburb. As a matter of fact, they both are. Norman is on one side of Oklahoma City right there, and Stillwater is on the other. I've been through Norman, never stopped there, never done a game at the University of Oklahoma, but I've been to Stillwater twice, and both of them are probably about the size of Prattville.
Yeah, I would say so.
And Oklahoma City is the way to go in that one.
So they'll play tomorrow. 2:30 is the kickoff time there in Norman.
And the question is from John from Wetumpka, noted Auburn fan. Good morning. Am I wrong? I don't think Auburn will come close to winning tomorrow.
So, really? Huh? Does he say why, or?
Well, that's just it. I don't know that they win. I think they do, but I'm not totally confident in it. Oklahoma's got, John Mateer looks like Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
A little bit of swashbuckling, very talented. First big SEC game. I don't know.
Barry, my thing is,
our buddy Reed says,
have we seen enough? I think this is certainly the big Michigan. Oklahoma has played Michigan, but I'm not sold Michigan
is all that. Yeah,
is all that. But certainly a
there.
quality opponent from a helmet game standpoint. I'm just kind of wondering. I'm really interested in watching this game because I kind of want to see which one of these teams might be for real. I'm not sure right now.
Well, Jay Crawford is out for Auburn, the defensive back. Amaris Williams, the defensive end, is out for Auburn. Damari Alston, they said he could have played last week if, South Alabama was good.
Yeah.
They need to run the football. Jeremiah Cobb from here in Montgomery has been really good the last 2 weeks, over 100 yards, but he ain't going to do it himself. He's not really a between the tackles runner, which they need. And Alston, they need a power running back. Auburn is not 100% healthy. There's going to be a lot, again, on the shoulders of Jackson Arnold. He's going to have to run the ball a lot, and they're going to tee off on him. I agree with Jason Caldwell yesterday. It's all about the line of scrimmage, and I think Auburn's line of scrimmage is a lot better than it was last year, but I still would like to see a little bit more healthy guys on the defensive line.
So, Barry, something that I thought about maybe adding to our show. Tomorrow's headlines today, but it would actually be, in this case, Monday's headlines, but tomorrow's headlines today. What will the headlines be, say, if Auburn wins the game?
Yes.
What would that big, bold headline say?
Well, it depends.
Tigers put themselves in position for championship run.
That's Philip.
How about that?
That's Philip
That's
Marshall.
Exactly what I'm talking about.
There's no doubt.
Yeah.
That is very Philip headline.
Yeah.
I don't know that he writes his own headlines, but I think he does. It's kind of like, what is it? Back to the Future 2?
Yep.
Where Marty's
or Biff had that magazine with all the scores in it. Man, if I only had that, woo, jeez.
See, to him, to everybody else, Back to the Future 2 should be a comedy, and it is. I mean, it's funny, Marty, and and all that.
Dr. Brown.
To John, it's a tragedy. It's like, oh, gosh, what I could do with a newspaper the next day. But yeah, tomorrow's headlines today, or Monday's headlines today, I think it would be something along the lines of Auburn rides Arnold's legs to come from behind victory.
That's a long headline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jackson's legs, Singleton's hands lead to Tiger victory. Or late comeback, not enough, as Auburn falls in SEC Open.
That's a good one. But you got to have a little bit more like Tigers lay it all on the line and come up just short in Game of the Ages against Oklahoma. That's got to be
like that's got to be like the lead, rather than
the headline. Like, hey, I know we lost, but hey, don't worry.
Yes.
You know, if you'd like to throw in your headline on our River Region Straw chat line, go to it. Give us some suggestions. Tomorrow's headlines today.
Yes.
What will the headline be after the Auburn-Oklahoma game?
And it depends on the media outlet. Like I notice news stories are the same. You know, the events happen or not in the news. And there are different headlines, say on CNN, for the same event as there are on Fox. I've noticed. So I think a lot of it depends on the media
doubt about it.
Yeah. Tuscaloosa News headlines: Aub's overrated as Tigers fall in Norman.
Yes.
Exactly.
Front page of the sports section.
Fair point. Earth is on correct axis as Tigers lose on the road. You know, that type of thing.
So you can have a little fun with that. Tomorrow's headlines today. And here's a headline,
Meanwhile,
Barry.
Opelika Auburn News: Auburn shows promise in close loss at OU.
Yes, I like that.
Something
Shows
like
promise. That's a good one.
Yes.
All right.
Philip Marshall, I think it would be something along the lines of Auburn drops game versus Sooners.
Yep.
That really doesn't matter in the long run. Something
okay,
like that.
I like that. So, Barry, I got one on the VIP text hotline. Very select group of people that have access to this.
Right.
New helmet, same player, Arnold struggles. That is from my brother-in-law.
That's very good.
Who is an Auburn fan?
Yeah. Bill from Baltimore says Hugh Freeze thinks about how he lost by 18, playing 18. Oh, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Tuberville's ears are oversized. Terry Bowden short. Gus likes Waffle House. And Hugh plays golf. You guys will think of.
Hey, that's what we're looking for.
Anything.
Creative, distinctive, out of the ordinary. Tomorrow's headlines today. Looking forward to next Friday, Barry, when we're predicting the headline for the Bama-Georgia game. Don't jump the gun, though. We don't want those yet.
I mean, you can compose it in your head, but don't
release it
until it's time. As the Phantom has told you that.
That's right. So also, Barry, another bit of news I heard yesterday, and these are the kind of things I really get excited about. I understand Tuesday night on the SEC network, it is the 3 annual opponents will be revealed for all 16 SEC teams.
Nobody gets geeked up about this.
Cannot wait.
John goes all schedule nerd on stuff like that.
Now, I'd like to know some. We'll do this Monday and we'll do it Tuesday, predicting who the 3 are going to be.
John is going to be sitting, and you're going to see Dari Noka and Chris Doring and G-Mac and Roman Harper up on the screen. John's going to be sitting cross-legged on his couch, fingers crossed, going, Auburn, Georgia, Tennessee. Auburn, Georgia, Tennessee. Come on, Auburn. No Vanderbilt, no Vanderbilt, no Vanderbilt. Please, come on.
Yeah. Oh. Are you talking about for Bama or for Auburn?
Yeah.
Now, for Bama, I'm wanting Auburn, LSU, and Tennessee. Auburn, I think, should be Alabama, Georgia, and I've heard Florida mixing them back in the mix. Yeah. I'm here. Auburn's going to play Vandy. I don't know why, but
because somebody has to.
Yeah. Well,
why's it got to be
them? Yeah. I don't know a lot of history between Auburn and Vandy, but if that's what they want to do, but I'm looking forward to that reveal Tuesday night. But Barry, they're not going to call them permanent opponents. They're going to call them annual opponents because what I understand, every 4 years, they're going to look back at it and possibly tweak it, and there could be some different annual opponents. So if you're used to playing Georgia every year, or you're used to playing Tennessee every year, that could change every 4 years. There's going to be a different rotation of annual opponents. There'll be a 4-year block where you're going to play those 3 teams for 4 straight years. But after that 4th year, they're going to reevaluate, look at it, and go, you know what? This Alabama LSU thing isn't working for us anymore.
You got to go Brad Hamilton. Live it, know it, learn it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's who you got.
Yeah.
End of time.
Whoa, Hamilton.
When we come back, our buddy Lee Sterling will join us from Paramount Sports. Always good. We're going to have him a little bit later on, the Phantoms premium floor as well.
I got to write this down, Barry. New helmet, same player, Arnold struggles. You know, that's quick, not a lengthy headline, but it says it all. But I'm not so sure. Maybe a little bit later on, maybe at the top of the hour, you might hear something a little different.
For a millisecond, I thought that meant that Auburn is wearing Navy helmets.
Well, I did too. When I saw that, what's he know that I don't know? They'd wait and do that at home. I don't think they do that on the road. Second week in a row. Well, actually, Barry, third week, they'll play 3 weeks in a row in their white uniforms. How about that?
True. He's John Longshore. I'm Barry McKnight. Live in the showroom at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Phoenix Physical Therapy is ready to help patients recover, recharge, and rise. They develop a customized therapy plan for each patient to get them back to enjoying their favorite activities. Their experienced team is committed to providing exceptional care in a professional environment. Whether you're looking to prevent or treat an injury, recover from a recent illness, or recuperate from surgery, schedule an appointment with our clinic and take advantage of our physical therapy, athletic training, workers' comp, and employer solutions service. Experience elevated physical therapy today. Call Phoenix Physical Therapy at 239-9316. That's 239-9316.
The dreams that matter most happen while we're awake, because they're the ones that remind us of the places we want to go, of the ideas we plan to pursue, of the legacies we hope to leave. We understand you have goals to meet, and we want to help you reach them, to fuel your vision and invest in whatever motivates you. So we want to know, what inspires you? Synovus Bank, member FDIC.
The Destin Connection Seafood Market offers the freshest seafood direct from the Gulf of Mexico with deliveries daily. Snapper, grouper, pompano, flounder, copia, along with medium, large, and jumbo shrimp, hand-picked crab meat, and chucked oysters. They can even cook your order for easy, quick pickup. The Destin Connection can make a po' boy with any of their seafood items that folks in New Orleans rave about. Go by and see them at 3750 Norman Bridge Road or call 288-4272 for pickup orders.
Alrighty, back at it here on this Friday morning. Lee Sterling going to join us momentarily, usually about 20 till the hour from his office in Miami. Big game tomorrow night in Miami, Barry, as the Florida Gators take on the Hurricanes.
Yeah.
You know, the Florida, well, I don't want to give you too much on that one. Little hint there. They got to get the running game established.
We talked about that with Luke's on Monday. They've got good backs. Shaden Ball is a good back, and when he's had it, he's been effective. I have no idea why they asked the quarterback to throw 49 times. Lagway, I mean, he can do it, but he threw 5 interceptions. Got to establish there's no excuse. I mean, they've got the people to do it. They've got They've got the
I
horses.
think that's going to be an
I'm
interesting
totally with you on
nighttime
that.
game. I believe it's an ABC game. Miami hosting Florida. They don't play very often.
No, they used to play all the time back when
Mhm.
Miami wasn't any good. That's the big ABC game. That's at 6:30. That's Fowler and Herb Street.
Holly Rowe. Don't forget about Holly Rowe.
Oh yeah, you always
Yeah.
are.
You're a big Holly Rowe fan.
Herb Street didn't do the Amazon game last night, did he?
Well,
I don't think he did.
I did not watch any of that game last night.
Neither did I. I had women's soccer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Women's soccer.
Who won?
Troy drops one to Southern Miss 1-0
Yeah, hate to
in
hear
that game. There are two games tonight, by the way. Tulsa at Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma. You know my feeling about Oklahoma State.
Yeah, why in the world they still? That's Anish Shroff and Andre Ware. Iowa at Rutgers on Fox.
More on that later.
Yeah.
More on that. Be listening up, Chris. More on that
that's
later.
tonight. You could be a winner before the weekend ever really
be.
gets going good.
You're exactly right. You could be a winner too, here and at Victoryland. So you got two opportunities to take care of that. Yeah, I got my eye on that game, the Florida-Miami game.
Right.
I think it's going to be an interesting one tomorrow. I did not watch any of the Amazon Prime game, to answer your question about Herb Street. You know, until look, we can send a man to the moon, but I can't flick back from an NFL to a college game. Come on, y'all got to figure that out for me.
No, here's the problem. And I still shake my head because, I mean, this country was founded on pioneers driving their oxen,
Lewis and Clark,
on their Conestoga wagons, through rattlesnakes and heat and drought and rain and Native American attacks and all of that to build this country. And we're at a point in our nation right now where John says, I got to click 3 extra times and you got to fix that for me.
I don't want to have to go from one streaming service to the other. Just put them there together. Can you not stream two at one time? You think you should be able to do that.
This is the unmentioned part of that difficulty for him, because I've heard from people who know John. He's not talking about. When you look at it, you got your remote. And you're thinking, what's the big deal, John? You go, click back. Yes, I want to watch this live. Click. That's 5 clicks. That's not the real problem, and he knows it. The real problem is watching a game with John. He's got to do it 60 times.
Well, that's true.
He's got to. All right, let's see what happened here.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh man, it's second down. Oh, who cares? Let's see what's going on back in the end. What's going on out there in Norman? Okay, yeah, fine. What about? What's going on at USC? And I mean, if you want to watch the game, watch the game. This ain't the guy to do it with. I'm telling you.
Not at all. Quad box, greatest invention. Love it. Whoever invented the quad box at YouTube, I shake your hand. Salute. Great deal for a sports fan on a Saturday or Sunday.
Now, what you got to do with that quad box is let him wedge in an Amazon Prime game.
That's all I'm asking. Yeah, wedge it on in
Again.
there. I got my 3 games. Let me pick that game, stick it in there.
I love it. He's done this now for 56 years. We can send a man to the moon. 56 years ago.
It was. Yeah.
And we got people living in space for months. And you can't let me put my Amazon Prime NFL game that I've got special interest in.
All I'm asking is a small step.
into a corner left side top.
Can't be that tough. It really can't.
Again, rattlesnakes, drought, buffalo, stampedes. We still made it out on the Oregon Trail. Or whatever
it's amazing.
John
it really
cannot
is.
handle 4 extra clicks 60 times a ball game.
You know, Barry, when you all you do is click once, the old jump button, it just went back and forth. That I can handle that. But these delays.
It's just the memory. I know he's got the memory of the times when Dad would say, "Hey, John, put it on channel 20."
That's right.
Dad, be quiet. Going up there.
Yep.
Click,
I
click,
was
click,
the
click,
channel
click, click,
clicker.
click, click, click. Go back and sit down over and over again. That's a memory of his.
It is
But
a
now,
memory.
all of a sudden, he can't click 3 times.
I don't know. It is very, very frustrating.
Yes.
All right, joining us as he does each and every Friday during this segment, our man Lee Sterling, Paramount Sports. Hey, Lee, good morning. Glad to have you back with us. Another great week last weekend.
Yep, looking to follow up on it, and got a big game down here. The Gators, Bears Gators come to town. All like they'll probably be 15, 20,000 Gators in the stands tonight. Saturday night for the game. So they travel well. Probably run into a couple Bull Gators at Joe's Stone Crabs. Always do when they come down.
Oh, love it.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be an interesting, a lot of heat on this Florida Gator team, and I think it's going to be an interesting matchup.
Oh, I do too. Miami's good. This line was just pushed to 9.5. The line went way up. Late yesterday afternoon.
I saw that.
Sky high. So here's the problem for Miami. Miami's really good.
Yeah.
And their offensive line's excellent. But you got a team that's desperate. I think Florida's going to throw everything at Miami here. The weaknesses for Florida are the right tackle. This kid is horrendous. I mean, we had a right tackle one time. I'll never forget this. And we're in film session, one of the first games of the year. Kid was an 11th grader. He was like 6'4", 295. Nice kid, but just couldn't move. And I probably had more pressure in the first 2 series than I had in any game based on just one guy not being able to block the left defensive end. So in the film session, he tells the right tackle, he says, listen, if you can't get the job done, just hit the deck and maybe the guy will trip over you. So watched the film last week. Yeah. And that led to a couple of the interceptions. I mean, it's still DJ Lagway's fault. I think that they're going to go to more 3- and 5-step drops. And you have to, because Miami's edge rushers are really good. I mean, they got 3-4 kids that get after it, including Ruben Bain. But this is a rivalry here. And I expect Florida, maybe they try something like Florida State used to do all the time on opening kickoffs. They would run one way and throw the ball back to the other sideline to Dexter Carter. And Miami, I think 2 of like 4 or 5 games that were played in the Orange Bowl, Florida State had the lead 7-0, 15 seconds into the game. So I do think that Billy Napier is not a good play caller. I think they need to stick with a run more. I think they've got a solid running back. But Miami's good, but I don't want to lay 9.5 points. I might be winning this game 26-24. People don't realize, rivalry games, how much is on the line, and this might be Florida's last gasp. They lose this game bad, then I think they either fire him or the team, I wouldn't say gives up, but they should have won the game last week. I'm taking Miami to win the game 26-24, but Florida to cover.
Yep.
There you go.
Florida covers, Miami wins. That's Lee Sterling's first selection this week. 4-1 last week on the program. So certainly coming into this week on a roll. Barry, if I'm not mistaken, you've been to a lot of Georgia State games. Did they not upset Vanderbilt last year? And the Commodores are a 27-point favorite in this game tomorrow.
So I think Vanderbilt's good, and we've been riding them, but as a big favorite, I don't know if, that's where you want to back him. Quarterback's pretty good, TJ Finley, but whoever is telling him where to go, he made a mistake. Now, maybe he wasn't good enough to start consistently. He did start games at LSU and also Auburn.
Yeah.
He goes to Texas State and has a great year. I think he throws for almost 4,000 yards.
He did.
Leads them to a bowl win, first bowl win in forever. And then he goes to Western Kentucky. Barry, was he following his offensive coordinator or something?
No, I was as surprised as anybody. And then he went to Tulane.
Yeah.
And now he's at Georgia State at the very last minute.
And he got signed after the first game and started, I think, like 4 days later. So I think he's a pretty good quarterback. Strange story there. I just can't back Vanderbilt laying that many points. I think Vanderbilt wins the game 38 to 17, I'll take Georgia State and hold my nose.
That is a lot of money.
Yeah. I don't think Vanderbilt's ever been that big of a favorite, Lee. I have to look back on that.
And there's nothing wrong with your local man taking a phone call and you're going, give me Georgia. You know.
And he's like, are you underwater? Are you holding? What's going on?
I'm holding my nose while I make this pick.
A game. These two teams both located in Columbia. Missouri minus 10.5 against South Carolina. This game is in Missouri, I believe. Missouri is the home team here. What's going on with South Carolina, Lee? Man, double-digit underdog to Missouri?
Yeah, they are. And the reason is they can't score. Now, I did hear Lenore Sellers practice yesterday. Mm-hmm. And so that probably means you can expect him to play. But even with him at quarterback, they're averaging 14.5 points per game. There's something missing. I mean, whoever had him as a top 5 quarterback and maybe a top 10, 15 draft pick, sure made a mistake. You got to trust your eyes. People need to watch film more. Said that he was overrated, just like a bunch of these other guys. I'm not saying they're going to be drafted top 3, but best quarterbacks right now in college football, in my opinion, are John Mateer, Carson Beck, and I'd say Marcel Reed from Texas A&M.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. So I'm not a fan. I think Bo Prabilla is a top 10 quarterback from Missouri. If you ask the Penn State coaches, honestly, behind closed doors, who they would take, I think they would take Prabilla right now over Drew Allar.
Oh, wow.
Drew Allar is great as far as you look at his size. He's like 6'5", 6'6", throws BBs. But we've seen that out of Penn State quarterbacks before. This kid, Prabilla, he makes plays, running and throwing the football. And then they got the running back from Louisiana Monroe, who
Ahmad Hardy, who ran for 250.
462 or 3 yards already. Second leading rusher, college football. He's a player. Anyone who has any talent has already left Louisiana Monroe. They've been rated, and it's too bad. You know, they got a couple kids that can play. I just think that Missouri is that good on offense here. I'm going to lay it. I like Missouri here, 34-16.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The John Summerall Bowl, Ole Miss and Tulane. Ole Miss, 11.5-point favorite against the Green Wave, Lee.
I'll tell you this right now. Lane Kiffin can coach quarterbacks. Did you hear how they found this kid, Chambliss, the quarterback?
I don't know, but he looks terrific.
Yeah, he did. So this is what I've heard. I don't know if it's entirely true, but they were going through film. They couldn't get anyone to back up Simmons. So, who's going to want to come when you're going to be sitting in the pine unless he gets hurt? So they were pouring through film. I don't think they were tipped off by anyone. This will be interesting to find out the exact story, but I think they were going through films of Division FCS teams and Division II, and they went to Ferris State, and they found this kid. So he develops quarterbacks, and bottom line here is I think Tulane is coming off a big emotional win here. Ole Miss, I think their offense is just too good here. Not a game I'm going to give my clients. I haven't won this game 42-28. I'll lay the 13.5 now.
Barry, I wonder if they went through any film at Blinn Junior College when they were looking for a quarterback.
Yeah. They got, according to Chiswick's biography, they were looking for somebody else at Blinn and didn't even really think about a 6'6", 250-pound quarterback runs like a deer.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Particularly for $180,000. What a steal.
Now, we've got a lot of interest in this one from our viewers, Lee.
Oh, yeah.
Oklahoma at home, the return to Norman of Auburn quarterback Jackson Arnold. Auburn goes in a 6.5-point underdog against the Sooners.
Yeah, and this is interesting because obviously playing against his old team. But Brent Venables, former coach, I know my old coaches knew exactly as a quarterback what my strengths and weaknesses were. I think he's going to develop a game plan that's going to give Jackson Arnold some problems. Why do I say that? They had success, Auburn did, against Baylor in the first week, but most of those plays were broken plays. Him scrambling, running, or throwing after things broke down. So I like Oklahoma here. I love John Mateer. The offensive line last year was horrendous. It's better this year. Jackson Arnold, not his fault last year. He was out without his top 5 receivers. We're going to go with Oklahoma 34-24.
34-24,
right.
10-point win. Game of the week. Look at this guy. They're already calling him.
Yep.
Arkansas is at Memphis, Lee. Hard to believe.
Yep. They want to get this game for free. First 5 callers call 800-400-9741. We'll give you this game for free. 800-400-9741. And it's our world's famous Baker's Dozen. People love this promotion.
Yes, they do.
I get more calls, emails, and texts about this because it's 13 games, $97. You heard me correct. Only $97. So you want to try it out for the first time. This is your weekend here. 13 games, only $97. And we've had some 12-1, 11-2, and 10-3 records. Baker's Dozen, just $97. One place, ParamountSports.com.
ParamountSports.com. Lee Sterling, always great. Thanks a bunch.
Thanks, guys. Take care. Be safe.
Thank you. ParamountSports.com. That is where you get it from Lee Sterling. And folks, can you at least wait till the segment's over before you call him?
Yeah, 800-400-9741. Lee, I gotta know. He's a popular man, and why not? He has had a fantastic run. Lee Sterling from Paramount Sports.
I got a feeling, Barry, he will be at that Florida-Miami game tomorrow.
I imagine so. He's definitely going to be at Joe's Crab Shack tonight.
Oh, you better believe it.
Place is awesome.
No doubt.
Ferris State is in, what did we figure out? It was Michigan somewhere.
Oh, really?
They are not called the Sausage Kings.
No.
That was
Herb
Abe Froman.
Abe Froman.
Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago. They're not the Buellers.
No.
I'm going to have to look at what they actually are, what Ferris State is. But they're the quarterback for Ole Miss threw for like 360 something, and I had no idea who he. Trinidad Chambliss. They're the Bulldogs. So yeah, against Tulane, they're going to have enough, I think. Let's take a break here. Don't forget, coming up in about 9-10 minutes, the Phantoms Premium 4 is coming up. John and I are live in the showroom, Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville, Alabama. It's Longshore McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Prattville Carpet is the most trusted name in flooring in the River region. Ray Bowles and his staff have an extensive line of Mohawk, stain-resistant carpeting in all the latest styles and colors. Prattville Carpet also has hardwood, vinyl, and ceramic tile for all of your flooring needs. Professionally installed at the absolute lowest prices. Take advantage of cash and carry vinyl plank at just $239 a foot. Call them today to set up your free measurement for your home, office, lake house, hunting camp, or wherever you need flooring. 285-8117. That's 285-8117, or drop by 2201 Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville for Prattville Carpet.
On the basketball court, the soccer pitch, or even the golf course, your crew brings their best not just for the win, but for that post-game celebration. When victory tastes like Michelob Ultra, it's worth every drop of sweat. And if you don't win, you'll still get the beer. It's just on you. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. Superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's here. Victoryland Casino's Corvette 25K giveaway. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Drive away in a Corvette or win your share of $25,000 in free play and cash. Visit our Players Club and check out this month's exciting free play promotions. You'll have more fun at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino off I-85 exit 22 in Shorter, Alabama. Drawings October 3rd and 4th. Must be 21 or older. Must be present to win.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. We're here live at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Prattville, where Price sells cars. Of course, the annual kickoff savings sales event is underway. Jeep Grand Cherokees up to $11,000 off MSRP. Wranglers $14,000 off MSRP and 1.9% APR for 72 months. The Jeep Gladiator as well, $13,000 off MSRP. Or 4.9% APR for 72 months. All 2025 models, they are here for you to check out. And Barry, not just one or two they're trying to get off the lot. I'm talking about every vehicle here at Stivers CDJR is priced to move. Price sells cars. That's why you see so many around the river region with that little Stivers sticker on the back of the vehicle. A lot of satisfied customers you will be one too.
Let's go to the River Region Straw chat line, shall we? Presented by Kenny and the staff of River Region Straw. Call them at 669-5959. Dennis Mitchell.
Okay.
Good morning, John and Barry. Orange Beach won their game last night versus Satsuma on PBS. Actually, APT, but
I'm lost. Wait a minute. Okay.
High school football.
Sorry.
Last
Yes.
night.
Thank you.
See,
Dennis.
they do a high school game of the week every week on Alabama Public Television. Our sideline reporter, Chris Blackshear, State Representative Blackshear, on the Troy Network, does sidelines for that high school game on APT on Thursdays. So he actually, he lives in Phoenix City. He's a representative in the State House in Phoenix City.
Yep.
But he actually just drove to the airport and will catch the flight to Buffalo today. Barry and John, please tell me, will Billy Napier coach his last game if Florida loses to Miami? Also, he's got Oklahoma beating Auburn 20-17. I think it'll be higher scoring than that, but it's the nature of the loss.
Yes.
If they lose bad to Miami, I think he is in real trouble. The thing to remember about Napier is he has got a humongous buyout. And Florida, they're having to pinch their pennies.
All right, so there
bit.
again, Barry, who are you going to hire? That's always my first question. Even somebody earlier this weekend, well, what about John Summerall? Well, maybe, but would he rather have the Kentucky job? He's a Kentucky guy. I don't know.
Love Summerall.
But I think you've got to make sure you've already got the guy you want before you fire the guy you have.
Yes.
So I'm not sure Napier. I'm not sure he makes it when the season's over. I'm just not sold that they're going to get rid of him during the season. I know a couple of schools have already done that, but I'm not sure if Florida's going to do it.
If it's 1982, maybe so. But then again, in 82, the level of expectation for Florida football is a lot different than it is right now. Thank you, Steve Spurrier.
What about Dr. B?
Yeah, I love this. Our guy, Dr. B, who's aces in our book, he says, I had a professor at UAB who went to the optometry school at Ferris State. That's the only reason I know about the place. Ferris State.
Thank you, Dr. B.
I knew that they were good.
Yep.
I knew that they were Division II. Couldn't have told you where they were. Don't know anybody who played there, went there, coached there, anything really about Ferris State. But I know who, I've heard of it before. And then this guy, this big, strong, good-looking quarterback for Ole Miss, who's playing because Austin Simmons, the redshirt freshman, is hurt. And I joined the Arkansas game late. Look, Arkansas's defense is very bad.
Yeah, true.
And he's thrown for 360, and there's still like 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. I'm thinking, who on God's green earth is Trinidad Chambliss, and what's he doing throwing for 360 yards in an SEC game? And he looks good. I'm telling you, Bama fans, Lane Kiffin can coach.
He can coach.
He's got a certain zest for living. He lives on social media a little bit more than Elmer from Mountain Brook, who's sitting in section 103 at Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Correct.
But if you're looking for options, like John said, always a smart move that if you're talking about firing somebody and you come on this program and say, we need to get rid of him, first you're going to get from John, first thing you're going to get from me, who you're going to hire? I'm just saying, if you come with that line of thinking and you say, oh, anybody be better than him. No, that is not true. But if you are looking, Lane Kiffin.
So let me ask you this, Barry, this day and age, and I know it's NIL and whatnot, but what does Florida offer that Ole Miss doesn't have? Is it NIL? Can Kiffin not go out and buy the players that maybe he could in Gainesville? Is there more competition in the Sunshine State with Florida State, Miami, and Central Florida, and all South Florida, and all these other schools? I mean, if I'm Kiffin, I'm going, they're paying me pretty well. We got a good NIL. I can bring some people. Quarterbacks love playing for me. Do I want to go get into that rat race? I just wonder about this day and age, what motivates coaches to move? Is it all about money? Is it all about, who can I get to come play for me to be successful?
It might be something that really doesn't matter to me, something like legacy.
Yeah. Don't you make your own legacy?
Well, no. See, that's the thing with Dabo. Dabo ain't going to coach Alabama because he doesn't have to do another thing. And he's the greatest coach in the history of Clemson University, national championships, blah, blah, blah. If he goes to Alabama, the best he can aspire to, maybe the third best coach in school history, maybe. That's, if legacy is important, you ain't coming to Alabama. Kiffin at Ole Miss, he's got exactly what he wants right now.
Tobias tells us. Tobias out in Arizona hits it right on the nail there, I think, about Kiffin.
Yeah, as he normally does. Yeah. He says Kiffin's making $8 million at Ole Miss with zero pressure.
Yeah.
Ole Miss ain't firing Kiffin if he goes 8-4.
No, they're loving it, rolling the parade. Now, Bill from Baltimore, the chat right above it. Wait a minute. What do you mean if Rich Rod left for Alabama? He was never coming. Don't even give me this if he left.
There was an offer. Even John admits there was an offer.
Come
Don't
on.
underestimate being happy.
Yeah, Rich
where
Rod.
you're at and whether you regret it later. What if Rich Rod left for Alabama instead of waiting to leave for Michigan? I don't know that we'll ever get to the bottom of it. I mean, I know what John says.
Yeah.
And it sounds less than plausible to me. But, I cannot categorically deny that Alabama made him an offer. It was a conditional offer. If you get right down to it, Barry, I wouldn't even consider it an offer.
Yeah.
It was just, keeping the lines of communication open and warm and fuzzy. And if we really got in a tight situation, if Saban said no, then we'd go ahead and go through with it.
Sure.
Hey, Rich, you remember that bona fide offer we gave
love
you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a bona fide offer until Saban told him no.
And then now you're on the right path.
Yeah.
So I don't want to speak to you,
know.
Barry, but I've said this many a time. There's, 4 or 5 things when I'm at the pearly gates. Now, come on. Did Cam really go to Auburn for free? I'm going to ask that question. You might ask, wait a minute. Did Rich Rod ever, was that ever going to happen? What happened there? Lay it to me. Give it to me straight.
Yeah, John's up there. He ain't got his halo yet, but he's got on the white robes. He's rummaging in his robes. And then, all right, hey, yeah, all right. St. Peter, let me see. All right, number 1. Cam Newton, $180,000.
What happened there?
What's the story there? Number 2, Housel stepping off a bus into a horse patty at Legion Field.
Yeah.
And I got several more.
Yeah.
Y'all hang on back there. Y'all hang on. You're gonna make it. You're gonna be fine.
How much money did Coach Dow raise?
Yeah, exactly. Stuff like that. You're holding up the line, John. Will you get into heaven and just leave all that? Yes, we are into already our second live hour of the show.
Yes.
If you're just joining us, if your morning routine consists of waking up at 8 and firing up Longshore and McKnight, we are live at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, as we are every other Friday in Prattville, Alabama, the preferred community, in the showroom where the kickoff event
is underway. Yep, it is underway here at Stivers CDJR. Great deals on the Ram 1500 truck. Northwest Florida and Alabama's largest volume Ram dealer is right here. Why? Because they got the best selection and they got the absolute lowest prices. So come by and see them here in Prattville. Also, very earlier today, our man Lee Sterling, 4-1 last week. Some big picks again this week. And he's brought to you each and every week by our friends at Jim Massey Laundry and Cleaners with locations throughout the river region. Hey, they got their pickup and delivery service at no extra charge. They'll come to your home, your office, pick up your laundry, get it cleaned and pressed, and bring it back at no extra charge. Very, very convenient. So many of our viewers and listeners take advantage of Jim Massey's pickup and delivery service. I'm a big fan of dropping off sheets and towels and big bulky items at their laundromats around the river region. Wash, dry, fold. They'll shrink wrap it for easy transport back to the lake or the beach or the mountains. It's very, very convenient. Jim Massey Laundry and Cleaners in the River region for over 75 years. And like we like to say, Barry, take your man to the cleaners with Lee Sterling and Jim Massey Laundry and Cleaners.
You may not have been taking your man to the cleaners since 1941, but Jim Massey Cleaners has been family owned and operated since then. What a great legacy in the community, and what great service that they do offer. Find out more at jimmassey.com. Right now, though,
yep,
I know what you're screaming for. It's time for the Phantom. And the Phantom Premium 4.
Yeah.
We'll let John duck out here and we'll hit the logo.
Oh, wrong way. Let me duck out that way. Yeah.
The Phantom every week, brought to you by our friends at River Region Straw. Kenny and the staff offering premium long needle pine straw. And you've got to take advantage of all of the great options that they got. They got a Jim Massey, they've got a River Region Straw location here in Prattville.
That's right.
Got one in Auburn, got one in the Montgomery area right next to Chantilly. Go on by and see them. Proud to once again bring you,
here we are,
the Phantom.
Yes, glad to be here, Barry.
Yes.
Really enjoy being here in the preferred community of Prattville, Alabama.
Yes.
To give you the Phantom's releases here. Good friends at River Region Straw. You're right, premium long needle pine straw for all of your landscaping needs. No orders too small or too large. From a pickup truck load to an 18-wheeler load, they can take care of you at River Region Straw. Also, their seasoned firewood for the cold days and nights ahead. Make sure you stock up. Give Kenny a call or text today, 669-5959.
You can also place online orders at rrstraw.com. Plus, they have got seasoned and split firewood that you can pick up at the East Montgomery location, or they can deliver it and stack it for you for just a little bit extra at rrstraw.com.
It is that simple. Okay.
So the Phantom.
Yes.
He is here.
Before we get to the Phantom 4, Bear, we got to go over the Daily Dog.
Yes.
Which we'll give that out. We'll recap. I think I heard earlier today you two were talking about the pitiful uniforms that Charlotte, the 49ers, had on last night. Well, that was not the only pitiful thing. The home game, playing well, in a position to win it, but they it's called something the bed. I think that's what they did last night.
Yeah.
In losing at home 28-17.
Wetting
the bed. Yeah.
Rice ends up winning it by 11.
Yeah, they did. It's been a tough week for the dog. The dog might have rabies. We're not real sure yet.
Distemper.
It's been a tough week for the Daily Dog. Yeah, so we got to get it back tonight. Barry, we got a dog tonight that we really like.
Okay.
Rutgers is hosting Iowa.
That is a Big Ten by gosh game.
It is a Big Ten game.
Rutgers and Iowa tonight. That will be from wherever Rutgers is.
East Rutherford?
Piscataway? Something like that. Fox tonight, 7 o'clock. Connor Onion.
Wow, what a name.
I kid you not.
Man, he stinks.
I've actually met him before.
Onion.
He's done games that I have done. And I wanted to ask him about his name. Is your nickname Hulda?
Uh-huh.
You know?
Yeah.
Or French?
I mean, Barry, I've heard people with names of fruits and vegetables like Cubby Broccoli, producer of the Bond movies. I've never heard the last name Onion.
Onion.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a new one on me.
Yeah. Mark Helfrich doing the game with him. Iowa at Rutgers.
Iowa at Rutgers. Okay, Barry, here's what we see. Rutgers is a home underdog. So I might be giving a little bit of it away here.
Right.
Barry, I'm not sure the last time Iowa scored more than 17 points in a game. They're not known for being offensive juggernauts. They don't really light up the I've heard stories of the scoreboard operator in the press box falling asleep because he just doesn't have to punch the new score up on the board for Iowa. I think Troy's gone to Iowa and played.
Last year.
Yeah.
Yep.
They don't put up a lot of points. Rutgers, on the other hand, Barry, in their last two games, have put up 105 points.
Whoa.
105. Woo.
I don't know that Iowa put up 105 points all year.
I don't think they did either. So it's a clash of styles here, Barry. It's the Scarlet Knights.
Under Greg Schiano.
Yes,
Remember
sir.
him?
Remember that name? And of course, not Hayden Fry.
Yeah.
He was at Iowa forever.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the longest tenured coach in college football right now.
Unbelievable.
Kirk Ferentz.
Kirk Ferentz. Yes. Very
did Hayden Fry just into his head there all of a sudden?
It did.
Bang, Hayden Fry.
It's amazing how it happens.
Not
Ferentz.
Cameron Fry.
No, not Cameron Fry at all. Yes. So Barry, we don't have enough faith in Iowa scoring enough points, much less cover to win the game.
Okay.
We're taking the home dog Rutgers Scarlet Knights plus the 2.5. That is the daily dog today. Now, as we get into the Phantom Four, Barry, these are for amusement purposes only. We do not condone any type of illegal gambling activity.
No.
Do with them what you want.
Yes. In areas like where we are right now, where gambling is prohibited, don't do it. We're not telling you to do it. Now, if you go somewhere else among, 46 other states?
Yes.
That it is not illegal.
Can you believe that?
You can do what you like, but here it's just for entertainment purposes.
It's amazing, Barry. It really is. It's hard to believe, but that's what's going on. But you do with them what you want.
Yes.
I have heard, Barry, I'm just going to tell you what I hear on the street. I've heard people actually do wager on these games here in the state of Alabama.
With money.
Yeah. Now, that's up to y'all.
Not matchsticks.
No.
Not poker chips. Not checkers.
Nope.
Real money.
That's what I hear. So we got all our bases covered.
All right.
River Region Straw bringing you the Phantom Four. Here they are.
Sorry about the hand clap, which just about blew my ears out here with my microphone. All of these games are given to you in order of kickoff time.
Yes.
Chronologically.
Very important.
None of them is a 7-star and another one a 3 or something. He believes them all in all of them equally.
And I know what you're thinking. Hey, Phantom, how'd you do last week? A non-losing weekend, Barry.
Look it up.
2-2, 6-6 on the year. We're right at 500. So we got to get something going here.
Here we go. And this is the week to do it.
Yeah, it is. All right. We're starting early tomorrow.
All right.
11 a.m. tomorrow morning. 11. I love to see if Barry can guess what game it is.
I like it.
Yep.
There's, of course, nowadays, there are a jillion of them. I'm looking at about 11.
Okay. This game, Barry, will be on Fox at 11 o'clock from Salt Lake City, I believe.
This is one of the Phantom's favorites. Joel Klatt will be doing this game. The Phantom has eaten many a ham sandwich watching Joel Klatt with Gus Johnson from Salt Lake City.
I believe so. So that's where the University of Utah is, correct?
One of the rare games that'll be in the college ranks involving 2 ranked teams this weekend.
Well, that's good pull there. I noticed that too. Texas Tech quarterback Baron Morton. Am I pronouncing his name right? Baron Morton. That H kind of threw me off. There's an H in the middle of his name.
Yes.
He leads the Big 12, Barry. I don't know if you knew that, with 200 with a 208.4 passer rating. Now, don't say, Phantom, what goes into a passer rating?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
That's like what goes into several kinds of cheap sausage.
Yes. He's got some big passer rating. Do with it what you want.
Yeah.
But the Utes, that's Utah.
Did you say Utes?
Yes. A significant step up in competition. That's code word for Texas Tech has played nobody. Dual threat, New Mexico transfer quarterback Devin Dampier. What is up with New Mexico quarterbacks transferring? Can they not keep these guys there?
Well, one of them's New Mexico State, but this kid, Dampier, is big time.
Well, let me tell you about it. 7 touchdowns, no picks, and he's averaging 6 yards per carry for Utah so far.
11 teams have gone through the season so far nationally and have not turned the ball over. Alabama is one of those 11. So is Utah.
You're exactly right. 7 TDs, no picks, averaging 6 yards a carry. Now, dating back to last season, The Utah Utes have covered the number in each of their last 5 games. They're covering tomorrow as well. They beat Texas Tech 35-30, lay the 2.5. Utah is your winner and covering the spread.
There you go. That we're off and running.
Okay.
One of them in the bag, so to speak.
Yep.
3 to go. What's number 2?
Number 2. All right, Barry, tomorrow, Saturday afternoon at 2:30. Probably a lot of games at 2:30.
Not as, yeah, there are more than there were at 11, that's for sure.
This one, though, is on ESPN.
We're going to Oxford.
Going to Oxford. Yes,
this will be Mark Jones and Roddy Jones.
Wow, a lot of Joneses.
Yeah, for Tulane at Ole Miss.
Got to keep up with the Joneses, Barry.
Like it.
Ole Miss a 13.5-point favorite in this game. Woo! Man, that's a lot of points. Maybe the reason why, Barry, Ole Miss has won and covered each of the last 3 meetings.
Okay.
And I hate to bring this up, but I got to tell the audience, that last one being a 37-20 road win in New Orleans, September 2023.
All right.
Whew, still stings. It's on the wrong side of that game.
If you want me to use my narrator voice, he doesn't really hate to bring it up.
Yeah.
And this time he does.
Yeah, it does. That would hurt. Both these teams, Barry, enter this game tomorrow 3-0.
Yep.
Straight up 2-1 against the spread, with both teams earning wins in very important games last week. Now, look, I heard you guys talking about earlier. Kiffin is really, really good with quarterbacks. But is he good with keeping his team focused? I think that's big, Barry. Ole Miss hosts LSU next week. Looking ahead, can the Rebels stay focused at the task at hand? I say no. Tulane hangs around, keeps this one close, grab the 13.5. Come on, John Summerall. Let me cash that ticket tomorrow with Tulane plus 13.5.
For what it's worth, the Phantom has always liked Summerall's ability to take care of things.
Yeah. You know, Barry, it wouldn't hurt if in the post game, Lane Kiffin said something like, well, the bettors out there might not be happy, but we won the game.
He's already done that.
I'd like to see him do it again.
Yeah.
All right. Our next game, Barry, is also at 2:30 tomorrow afternoon.
Okay.
This one on ABC.
Sean McDonough, Greg McElroy, Molly McGrath. Another battle between 2 ranked teams.
That's correct.
Auburn on the road in the league for the first time at Oklahoma.
That's true. And yes, Phantom does have to tap his paper. I know it's irritating to some people out there.
Well, I clapped my hands and immediately regretted it. The paper tap has drawn some.
It has
some commentary.
Chris the Banner says I'm stalling. Says let's get on with it.
Yeah.
Hey, it's all about you got to feed them. You know, you don't want to overeat. You know, you got to eat slow, digest it.
Who you talking about, Chris the Bammer? About terrible announcing crew? We're doing the best we can.
Come on.
We're
Give us
trying.
love. All right. Auburn at Oklahoma. The Sooners a 7-point favorite.
What do you think, Phantom?
You know, Barry, in last year's game, Jackson Arnold didn't play in it. But that's really not where I want to start here. Auburn outgained Oklahoma by nearly 200 yards in that game.
Did they?
Yes, they did. Had a 26-11 edge in first downs. How'd they lose the game? I'll tell you how they lost it. -2 in turnovers and missed 2 field goals.
Yes.
That's just, you can't do that.
I remember now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cannot do that. I mean, but a 26-11 edge in first downs, over 200 more yards of offense. Former Oklahoma, now Auburn quarterback Jackson Arnold, as I said, did not play in that game. Michael Hawkins Jr. was at the controls, if you remember.
Led Oklahoma and embattled at that time Coach Brent Venables to a big road win in the SEC. Hawkins was probably really happy that Jackson Arnold transferred, but guess what? He still ain't going to have the #1 job.
He certainly is not, Barry. Now, I heard you guys talking earlier today like Lee Sterling, old friend of mine.
Oh, yeah.
Big on quarterback John Mateer of Oklahoma. I am too. He's been as good as advertised. But, Barry, this is a hefty number to be laying to this Tiger team that really hasn't done anything wrong so far this season. Everything I've seen out of Auburn has been pretty clean. Played pretty well. Showed us some pass. Showed us some run. Defense has played pretty well.
Yeah.
So they really haven't done anything wrong for me to be going, wait a minute. Can they win this game? Yeah. Upset alert?
Whoa.
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
But covering the 7, you better believe it. Auburn's keeping this one close. I'm grabbing the 7 against Oklahoma tomorrow afternoon in Norman. Auburn +7s in that game.
Somebody texted me, asked me if Oklahoma quarterback John Mateer has a brother named Sniffin. If it is, will he be in the driver's seat? If you never heard that song before, I don't know. It's like the producers and what he got that I ain't got. Why has nobody ever put that like in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Sniffing the tears and driver's seat?
Yeah.
Anyway, there we go.
Whoa, driver's seat. Yeah, man, that was a good one. I remember that one.
Yes. It's no Kim Mitchell.
No, it isn't, but it's good. And
Yeah.
those guys were probably a one-hit wonder as well. I don't
God,
remember
man.
any other tune that Sniffing the Tears had. All right. Our last game, Barry.
Number 4 of 4.
Number 4 of 4 is tomorrow night, 6:30 on ABC.
This is going to be one of my favorites to watch.
It's going to be a good one.
I don't know that I'll be able to watch it.
Yep.
But if I did, I'd probably be watching it with my fingers spread over my eyes.
Yeah.
Kind of like I did during Halloween too.
True. Well, maybe on your flight back from Buffalo, they'll have TV available on your flight. You can watch the game. Always fun to watch the game at 37,000 feet.
It's a big one. Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit, Holly Rowe. They'll be in, I guess it's Miami Gardens.
I think it is.
Florida.
I think you're right. Barry, what I'm going to be looking for early is what uniform combination both these teams are going to wear. You know,
Florida Gators.
We've seen Miami go all black, mixing a little green, little orange.
They're the number
all
4
white.
team
You
in the
never know.
country. They've won national championships. They don't need to get all gimmicky just because it's Florida. Act like Florida's no big deal.
Okay.
Wear your same uniform.
All right. Where do you think Florida shows up in? Do they have the F on the helmet? Do they have the Gator on the helmet? What are they going tomorrow night?
I like the orange helmet with the interlocking UF.
Okay.
Which is what they had, but whenever I was growing
Because they'll go blue helmet every now and then too.
I don't like those.
And the white helmet.
Got to be orange.
All right. Now, Barry, I think you'll agree with me. Florida, their schedule's been pretty brutal as they get ready for this game against Miami.
And
a rivalry
it ain't getting
game.
any easy.
It is not getting any easier. You said what, number 4 team in the country?
Yes.
Woo. The Gators. Now, this kind of surprised me, Barry. I had to go back and double check this. Not that I was doubting it. Gators have allowed 20 points or less in their first 3 games. I mean, they're not giving up a ton of points.
Yeah, that would be true.
But to go from Death Valley to Miami, woo, wow. That's a tough ask.
That
Barry.
is.
That's a tough ask. Now, listen, DJ Lagway, the quarterback of the Gators, got to play much cleaner. Got to play much cleaner. And Miami quarterback Carson Beck, he's familiar with this Florida Gator. He played him a couple of times when he was at Georgia.
True.
Now, the Gators have, listen to this, the Gators have joined the ranks of the Kansas States, the Dukes, and a handful of other teams around the country that we call box score darlings. Man, their box scores look great. They just can't win the game.
To that little long thing where you have the quarter scores and then the finals.
True.
That's the one part of the box score that hasn't really been impressive.
I mean, box score, hey, man, look at this box score. They look great. But Barry, they're going to try to establish the run game tomorrow. DJ Lagway throwing the ball is a disaster. We've seen that. They're going to throw it, dink it, and dunk it here and there from time to time, but they have really got to get that run game going.
Yeah.
I think they're going to really emphasize that tomorrow. Now, look, box scores, as I mentioned, box scores one thing, winning the game's another.
Right.
But you know what, in this case, Barry, do I really care who wins the game? Not really. But I think Florida can cover the 9.5. So I'm grabbing the points. I'm taking the Gators and the points. Hey, if they win it, good for them. Billy Napier's got the heat off. If they lose it, hate it for Billy. But if they cover, we're all happy. And that's what we're looking for here. The Gators plus the 9.5 in Miami tomorrow night. I think they're going down there to play some football tomorrow.
I like it. I like it. I like it. It's like, you know, hey, you do something nice for me, go ahead and put some sprinkles on that ice cream. I'm good for that.
Hey, look,
Sprinkles
we
are free,
don't forget. When nice things happen to the Phantom, he remembers.
That's exactly right. I know how to return a favor, you know.
You want to recap?
Recap the Ford and the Phantom 4. Here we go again.
Here are the top 4 picks.
Check
of the
your
Phantom.
notes.
Yes. Early, 11 o'clock. Got to get up for this one. Texas Tech at Utah. We are laying the 2.5 and taking Utah at home against Texas Tech.
Got it.
Saturday, tomorrow at 2:30 in Oxford, Mississippi. We like Tulane catching 13.5. LSU's up next for the Rebels.
A little
Just
bit
saying.
of a look ahead.
John Summerall at 13.5. I'll take it. Also at 2:30, Barry, Auburn at Oklahoma. The Tigers catching 7. We like the 7 in the game. We think Auburn's got a chance to win, but if they don't, they're going to keep it within the 7, which is probably more important to some people. And then Saturday night, Barry, down in Miami, we just told you, we like the Florida Gators catching the 9.5 at Miami. I think you're going to see a little different Florida team tomorrow night. They're going to be able to keep it within the number. Take Florida.
I just feel like all of the Phantoms clones who have been with the Phantom for a long time, say end of October, end of November, they're all going to be sitting around shooting the breeze, pulling on a couple of Bud Lights and thinking, man, what a year the Phantom has had. Well, you know, guys, it all started that weekend of September the 20th. Remember that weekend the Phantom had?
Yeah.
That's when the ball really started.
He was sitting
rolling.
at 500 and things started going in the right direction.
Remember how great that was?
Could happen.
This is we're on the doorstep of.
So, Barry, always appreciate our time here at Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where Price sells cars. The kickoff savings event is underway. Northwest Florida and Alabama's largest volume Ram dealer right here at Stivers in Prattville.
We are right here in the showroom. John returns in a moment. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Ford announces employee pricing on every new 24 and most new 25 Fords, and only at Stivers Ford in Montgomery, up to $5,000 below employee pricing, plus no payments for 90 days. From America, for America, at Stivers Ford in Montgomery, home of America's best-selling truck for nearly 50 years in a row, the F-150, with hundreds to choose from. The Ford Escape, the Ford Edge, and the Ford Bronco, all priced at thousands below invoice. And pack up the crew in a Ford Expedition or a Ford Explorer for the beach, the lake, or the big game. It's all at Stivers Ford in Montgomery, where Price sells cars.
All right, man, grab a Budweiser and take a knee. It is the best time of the year. It's baseball season. That means sunshine. It means behind-the-back peanut tosses. And it means sharing some cold, frosty Budweisers with your boys. Because there's nothing more American than watching America's game with America's beer. So let me ask you something. Are you ready to bring your A game? Are you ready to cheer every frozen rope down the line and amazing catch at the warning track? Are you ready for pitchers' duels and slugfests? Tell me, are you ready for the thrill of an incredible walk-off victory? I can't hear you. Are you ready for Budweiser and baseball? Then get on your feet, raise an ice-cold Bud, and let's make this season larger than life. Great times are waiting. Grab some Bud!
Enjoy responsibly. Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Destin Connection Seafood Market offers the freshest seafood direct from the Gulf of Mexico with deliveries daily. Snapper, grouper, pompano, flounder, copia, along with medium, large, and jumbo shrimp, hand-picked crab meat, and chucked oysters. They can even cook your order for easy, quick pickup. The Destin Connection can make a po' boy with any of their seafood items that folks in New Orleans rave about. Go by and see them at 3750 Norman Bridge Road or call 288-4272 for pickup orders.
It's the Drive into Fall event at Stivers. Rams 21 grand off or 13 grand off plus 0% for 60 months. Heavy duty Rams $9,500 off plus 0% for 60 months.
Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where Price sells new cars and trucks in Prattville.
It's the Drive into Fall event at Stivers. Gladiators 10 grand off. Wranglers 12 grand off. And 3-row Grand Cherokees 13 grand off or 0% for 60 months.
Stivers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where Price sells new cars and trucks in Prattville.
Okay, we're back at it here, Barry, on this Friday, and our man Ralph Michaels, Wager Talk and the Gold Sheet, joining us here today. Man, it's going to be another big weekend, and Ralph, I know you're excited about it. Thanks for joining us again today, sir. How are you?
Hey, guys, welcome. We're getting into the nitty-gritty of the college football season with conference games. Most exciting part, and remember, a lot of those stats you have to throw out the window for those teams that have played weak schedules now moving into the conference.
We've mentioned that a couple of times already, that there are some teams who the record looks good. You know, they've got some guys putting up some big numbers. John likes to dig into it a little bit more and say, you know, who's been trying to stop them? You know, who have the teams they've been against? It's still here now into the second half of September, Ralph, still kind of a voyage of discovery for everybody, is it not?
Yeah, you know, I mean, you look at probably the biggest game in the Big 12, and you look at who Texas Tech has played. 3 weaklings, Sisters of the Poors, and now they have to go on the road, you know, against a Utah team. Those are really, you know, we learned so much in week 1. I'm going to say we learned as much this week as week 1 with those teams that have played the Sister of the Poor schedules and now have to travel for the first time this season.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Ralph. We talked earlier this week. There's some, you know, projected playoff brackets. If the playoff was this weekend, and some of the teams I saw in that bracket, I went, whoa, you got to be kidding me. I think that'll, you know, settle itself out as the season rolls on. And this week, as you mentioned, I think that could be the start of it.
I think the biggest example for me is Illinois. I don't even have Illinois in my top 25 power rated teams, but they're undefeated. They're number 9. And why did they win? Well, let's see. You look at their body of work, and you guys talked about the box scores, right? And what happened. Yeah. Well, okay, you beat Western Illinois 52-3. That's what we call a stat pattern. You go to Duke, you win 45-19, but you were outgained because you're +5 turnovers. You can't lose the game if you're +5 turnovers. So that is a completely misleading game. And then you look at Western Michigan. Yeah, they win 38-0, but they only had a 154-yard edge as a triple-digit favorite. So Illinois, to me, a very fake team. Yes, they did play on the road at Duke, but very misleading. I do like the Hoosiers in the big. Tell me last year how much would we have bet that Illinois and Indiana would not been the prime Big Ten game on Saturday night?
Yeah, good point. Yeah, you're right about that, Ralph. And I'm thinking there again, after Saturday night and as the season starts moving a little bit further down the line, Illinois and Indiana, we're not going to be thinking about them anymore. But as they say, if the playoff were this weekend, they'd make it. But we're going to see if they're for real or not.
I disagree with you in Indiana. I love Kurt Signetti and what he did. I think they're far more talented. So, you know, in that, I think Indiana's not as good as Penn State, Michigan, Ohio State, or Oregon, but they are right there after that next tier, no question.
You know, the only thing that kind of rubs me the wrong way about Indiana is they're just blatant scheduling. We're going to play every crummy team we can play.
Signetti says, yeah.
And that's just a personal opinion. But, hey, if it can get you there, go for it.
Okay, Mr. SEC fans, you're sort of calling the kettle black there.
That's not wrong. That's not inaccurate. We'll own that. That's for sure. I wanted to ask you this because somebody asked me about it this morning. Last night in Buffalo, it was the largest spread in the NFL this year, and maybe for a good long time, Buffalo versus Miami. Gosh, an NFL spread that big, it sounds like an invitation to disaster for the bettor.
Well, you know, I am pulling that up as we go. Yeah. And, you know, the thing that made it unattractive for me, actually Thursday night double-digit favorites have gone 10-2. Now they're 10-3. But it's so much different when you're a double-digit division favorite against a foe that had their backs to the wall, and they came out and they proved that they can. So I'm looking right now, lines of 12.5 or more. In 2024, the Buccaneers laid 15 to the Saints, didn't cover. Ooh. The Ravens laid 29 to the Browns in the final week of the season. Excuse me, they laid 19.5 to the Browns that final game. They did cover. And also last year, the Packers laid 14 to the Saints, and the Ravens laid 16.5 to the Giants last year. So sometimes we don't remember them, but the Thursday night game certainly sticks out with that big spread.
I did not know about that 19.5-point spread, Ralph, that you mentioned. I did remember a game. I don't know why I remember this one. Years ago, I believe Cincinnati was a 17-point underdog to maybe San Francisco. And I remember going, a 17-point dog in the NFL is like a 40-point dog in college. I mean, you just don't see that number in the NFL very often.
Yeah, well, again, last year, I'm looking down. Spreads of 20 or more. The Cardinals laid 20 to the Texans in 2021. They won and covered. The Chiefs laid 20.5 to the Jets in 2020. They won and covered. That was COVID, though. Yeah. The Cowboys did lay 22.5 to the Dolphins in 2019 and won and covered. And then the Browns laid 26 to the Jaguars in 2013. They won and did not cover. So those are some of the crazy spreads we've seen. But, it's tough to remember that. A lot of these are almost all of them are game number 10 and on. Because early in the season, you're never going to make that big of an adjustment because you have backups healthy. But when you get later in the year and you've lost your top 2 tackles and your number two tackles, and you're down to number 3s against a team that has playoff need, those are the type of situations where we see these crazy inflated lines.
Ralph Michaels from Wager Talk and the Gold Sheet. You've already mentioned Texas Tech and Illinois as examples of teams that gaudy records that have parlayed into top 25 rankings that maybe paper tigers really haven't earned that respect with who they played. Is there anybody that comes to mind? I don't want to put you on the spot, that comes to mind otherwise that may not be undefeated, may not be an immediate darling, but really kind of impresses you in terms of who they played so far and the success that they've had?
Well, probably my biggest surprise is Cal. Now, they have not played a crazy schedule. I mean, They went to Oregon State, but to host Minnesota and did what they did, to me, he jumps off. And, Justin Wilcox has been up and down, and he gets his runs, and he has a period there where he gets some recruits and a couple transfers. To me, that's exciting. But you also have to remember, I'm going to bring up Hawaii. I like Hawaii this week. It may be one of my client plays. Hawaii is a team that won their opener, and then they lost their quarterback for the next 2 games. He is now back and healthy. That's the type of situations you have to look for. I know, Barry, you're heading up to Wing Country, right, this weekend?
That's exactly right.
I used Troy in a contest today, and yes, I'm well aware their quarterback is out. And you could say, oh, my God, his backup came in and was disastrous last year. But remember, this guy started 2 games last year in the first year of the new system. Now he has a week of practice. And I think that's a complete over-adjustment on the quarterback. Usually it's 2 or 3 points. But to have an experienced quarterback who knows the systems against a Buffalo team, Buffalo's horrendous. They almost lost to Kent State. And I've never had a team, in my power ratings the last 10 years, I've never had a team lower than Kent State in my power ratings than this year. So you cannot lay a touchdown with a Bulls team that cannot stop the run and is horrendous. People think, oh, the quarterback's out, this team is this much better. It's not. No way am I going to lay points of a touchdown or more with that bad of a defense.
Yeah, love it. Oh, that's awesome, Ralph. That's what we're looking for.
Yes, sir.
All right, what about Oklahoma laying 7 to this Auburn team? I mentioned last year Auburn almost had 200 yards more offense over the Sooners. They had more first downs, almost doubled them up there. It was turnovers and missed field goals that killed the Tigers. What about tomorrow in Norman?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Auburn is a team that I was wrong at the end of last year. I was wrong game 1, I was wrong game 2, and I was wrong game 3. And seriously, when that happens, it is okay to throw a team into the trash can and say, I am not going to look at this team for the next few weeks. Let me revisit them and go back. I do that probably 3 or 4 teams a year. So don't feel like you have to keep forcing yourself to make a play on this game. Since I've been wrong on him any time, I have no idea. Obviously, we have Jackson Arnold, so Venables knows who the quarterback is. Mateer has been great. Both defenses have held all 3 opponents to a season low, and that's what I look at. You can look at stats and see a box score that a team allowed 200 yards per game. But if that team only averages 200 yards per game on the season, that is not a good performance. So I look at how much a team held an opponent above or below what they've done against the rest of their foes. And that number obviously gets stronger the more games you have where the averages are more consistent. With that said, if I had to make an opinion, I would lean Oklahoma, which means you should probably run to the window and bet Auburn.
I love it. I love the honesty. Billy Napier is under a lot of heat. Defense has played pretty well. They don't run the ball. They hadn't shown they can run the ball, but they go into Miami tomorrow night. Hurricanes are pretty hot. Can Florida hang around in this game?
Well, they hung around against LSU. And stats are misleading. I heard you talking about the box score.
Right.
But when you look at what Miami did against LSU, while you were talking, John, I went and looked. LSU's first 4 drives, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 6 yards after a 6 plays after a turnover for a field goal. Coming out of the halftime, when you make your adjustments, 3 and out, then they had the interception return, then a 4 and out, and then a 4-play drive and a 3-play drive. Florida deserved to win that game. I guess, let me see, Lagway, don't turn the ball over. Don't throw 5 interceptions. I heard you talking about that as well. So Florida's defense will keep them in. If they make mistakes, no. So I actually do lean with the under as well. We look at Miami's offense and, Carson Beck, we know he's not mobile. We know he's going to sit back there. He's completed 78%. Against Notre Dame, though, 20 of 31, a nice job. Against USF, 25 of 30, a nice job. But this is by far the toughest pass defense they faced on the back end. I would lean under, and if you're going to leave under and you have a desperate team like Florida, I would have to lean with them as well. But not a game I'm touching at all on either side or total.
How about one that we haven't discussed, one that our viewers or listeners might need to know about?
Well, I'll tell you what, I actually have a client play for tonight, and that is on Iowa laying the 2.5. If you're going to watch any Big Ten action this evening, you look at Rutgers, and Rutgers is a team that they completely admit as well. They're not going to schedule any opponents that are tough because they need those non-conference wins. A situation like that, you've got to remember, Indiana had not been to a bowl for all those years. So it's important for them to get 4 wins into the tank. So if they could split out or win just 2 Big Ten games, they can go bowling. These lower echelon Power 4 teams, they schedule that for one reason, to try to get to a bowl. When you get up to the top 10, you're scheduling for strength of schedule for the playoffs. You're not thinking about what happens in that week. But, how good is Rutgers? They're another team, 3-0. They won as a 15.5-point favorite to 2 MAC teams, and they beat Norfolk State as a 55.5-point favorite. But against Ohio and Miami of Ohio is a good team. They only had a 12 yards per game combined in that thing. I do not trust them at all. And then if you look at Norfolk State, they beat them 60-10. Wow. They could only rush for 4.0 yards per carry as a 55-point favorite, and they allowed 3 sacks as a 55-point favorite. That scares the hell out of me. I don't care what the score is. That's the opposite of what you guys talked about. Looking at the box score, even though they won, find those negatives in the box score and see if you can exploit them. The Iowa D allowing 178 yards per game and 2.2 yards per carry. And Iowa under Ferentz is one of the most disciplined teams. Only 7 penalties this year. That's number 2 in college football behind the surprising New Mexico Aggies. And under their coach and their regime, they are plus 50 turnovers in the last 7 years. That is amazing to be averaging plus 7 turnovers. If you look at most people's turnovers, some teams, Ohio State, Oregon, they're always plus 10 because they don't turn the ball over and the defense does. But have a middle-rung team like them be up that many turnovers, double digits, I think 5 of the last 6 years.
Yeah.
No penalties. I don't mind taking those kind of teams on the road because you don't beat yourself, and a Ferentz team will not beat themselves.
That's
wow.
excellent
Good
stuff.
information there from Ralph Michaels, Wager Talk, and the Gold Sheet.
Speaking of good information, I have a buddy of mine that swears by every Monday you put out your printable college football schedule, the times, the games, the lines, and all that stuff. That's available not only on the website, but also on your Twitter X page as well, and it's free of charge, Ralph.
It is. I'm actually friends with Derek Stevens out at the Circa, and they put the lines out early. So number one, I am still old school. I still print out my schedules and write my notes on them because, again, you start reading on Monday and then Tuesday and Wednesday. If you're not documenting all that information you take in, then why do the reading? There's so many times in the week, and I still do it. I read positive things about a team Monday or Tuesday. I forget about them on Friday, and I read positive things on the other side. And you think, oh, this might be good enough for a play. But without going back and looking at all that previous information, plus it tells you this is what the bookmakers thought the line should be. This is what the public made the line 5 days later. So you can make your adjustments on the line moves and say, is this warranted? Is this an overreaction? So if you want to print it like I do, all you got to do is go to my homepage every Monday, wt.buzz/RM. One-page printable college football schedule. Mark down the line moves, mark out who you like, take some notes, and you're good to go.
I mean, I got multicolored pens. I got highlighters. I got liquid paper. You should see my notes, Ralph. It's unbelievable how messy mine can be, but I got the info on them. All right, if you want the info from Ralph at Wager Talk and the Gold Sheet, how do our viewers, how do our listeners get more info from you, Ralph?
Well, again, free info all the time, wt.buzz/RM. If you're interested in trying me out for this weekend, we have a great special. It's called the Weekend Warrior. You'll get all Saturday college football, all Sunday NFL for $49. If I have a Monday play, I'll have it. And just a reminder, our top-rated plays are 5%. We only get 5 or 6 of them a month, so they have to be very special plays. Right. And the system I've used for NFL teasers, we all know the Wong system and blah, 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 but I've come up with some situations where since the end of 2023, I've had 6 5% in the NFL. I've gone 6-0. My teasers rated 4% or 5% are 8-0 and 15-1 the last 2 seasons, 94%. I will have a 5% NFL teaser loaded up here in a couple hours. So if you feel like trying me out, this is a great weekend to try it with our Weekend Warrior special.
Outstanding. Ralph, we appreciate you. Thanks very much.
Bring me home a winner. Go Trojans.
Do my best, Ralph. Appreciate you very much. Thanks for being with us.
Man, awesome information. That info about Buffalo, I'm thinking, wow, man, I didn't know that. That's great stuff.
I didn't either, and I've spent 7 or 8 hours preparing for the game. Not as much as Ralph has, obviously. Let's take a break. When we come back, more from Stivers, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Cobbs Ford Road, in Prattville. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Dixie Electric Plumbing and Air rallies for you. No matter the problem, Dixie will tackle it. Their licensed and trusted electricians, plumbers, air and garage door technicians are ready to win for you. From toilets to garbage disposals, circuit breakers to HVAC systems, Dixie never fumbles. Don't throw away your hard-earned money on second-string contracting companies. Score big with Dixie. After all, they are your biggest fan. Visit calldixie.com or dial them up locally at 262-2946.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Bush. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Bush Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
You're not buying sticks, stems, and pine cones. You're buying premium long-diddle pine straw from River Region Straw. Kenny and his staff have access to the best pine straw in the River region, full of color that will last all season long. Kenny has locations in Montgomery, Prattville, and Auburn. And no order is too big or too small, from a few bales to an 18-wheeler trailer load. Pickup is available, or your order can be delivered. They can even spread your pine straw if you like. So call or text Kenny today, 669-5959. That's 669-5959 for all of your pine straw needs.
Already back at it. We are about 10 minutes to the top of the hour here on this Friday. Beautiful day. I will tell you, Bear, I'm kind of looking forward to some cooler weather. It's still hot and humid. It still feels like summer.
My wife as well.
And I feel like when you land in Buffalo today, you're going to get a little something different.
Yeah, it's going to be 70, 71, something like that. Going to be down to 54 at night. So it'll be comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm kind of more enthused about it than I was before, and I was pretty geeked up about it before. Now that I've heard what Ralph Michaels has got to say.
I'm just kind of curious. I've always wondered about scheduling. And I think I saw somewhere maybe Troy and Buffalo played many years ago.
They played in 2018 in the, what was then, maybe it still is, called the Dollar General Bowl down in Mobile. That was Neil Brown's last game as Troy head coach. Troy won it over the Bulls then. But this is the first regular season game, and they come to Troy sometime later on.
Yeah, I wondered, was it because of that bowl game? Maybe they got something worked out for a future game? Because, I mean, if you're telling me, all right, I'm going to give you 10 guesses of who Auburn's going to play non-conference in 2025, I'm not sure Buffalo would have been in my top 10.
Buffalo is, it's
not to say they're not any good, or I just wouldn't have thought of them.
It's pretty good program. If you don't know anything about, the State University of New York at Buffalo, the Buffalo Bulls, the head coach at Alabama for the men's basketball team coached at Buffalo before he came to Tuscaloosa, Nate Oates.
Right.
They've had a couple of good athletics directors. Ward Manuel used to be the AD at Buffalo. He's now the AD at Michigan. The AD at Pittsburgh, Alan Green, who used to be the athletic director at Auburn, hired Brian Harsin. He used to be the AD at Buffalo.
Yeah, and wait a minute. Who was the coach again at Buffalo that almost got the Auburn football job?
Was it Turner Gill?
Turner Gill.
How in the world did John remember
Turner
that?
Gill. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, because that was about 20-something years ago.
Judges? Does that
Holy
count? Is that
smokes,
good?
it does.
Good. Yeah, okay, good.
How in the world? That musty, spider-webby filing cabinet up there comes up with Turner Gill used to coach Buffalo.
And did he play at Nebraska?
Now he's showing off. now he's just he's just mugging for the cameras.
Yeah, I remember that. Where's Alan Green today, by the way?
He's at Pittsburgh.
University
of Pittsburgh. He's the AD at Pitt.
Good for Alan Green.
Also, a couple of other guys. Alabama's got an assistant football coach. Can't think of what position he coaches. I think it's running backs. Named Maurice Mo Linguist.
Oh, sure.
And he used to be the head coach. He left the job at Buffalo, where he was losing a pretty good bit, to accept an assistant coaching job at Alabama.
What's his last name again?
Linguist.
You got to be careful how you say that.
Yeah, Mo Linguist. Kind of like Kane Womack leaving the head coaching job at South Alabama to become the defensive coordinator.
That guy's caught a lot of crud.
From South Alabama.
Kane Womack. He's caught a lot of crud. People don't think their defense is very good. It better be good next Saturday.
This is the barometer. This is the litmus test. I mean, they're Bama fans right now. They're trying to enjoy the college games this weekend. Not many great ones this weekend, but they're watching it going, I can't enjoy this. I'm so nervous about next week because, again, in the mind of Bama fan, next week pretty much dictates the season. And if it dictates the season, it pretty much dictates the future of Kalen DeBoer as the head football coach.
Barry, I hate to jump ahead, but I'm a planner. I like to plan ahead.
Good gracious, yes.
Like to plan ahead. So
hey, Barry, I'm going to be missing that Monday after Christmas. And I'll have to say, okay, what year? 2028. I mean, you think college football recruiters work way ahead? We got to get a couple of 29 recruits in here. 2028 guys in here. John does that with his schedule. It's
Yeah,
true.
I do. I like to plan ahead.
Unbelievable.
So maybe some suggestions on the River Region Straw chat line. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to play this next weekend. Obviously the wife is a Georgia grad. I'm an Alabama grad. Not to mean that I'm a fan, but I'm a grad.
It is true. I mean, that's just a fact.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to watch the game next week. I mean, I don't want to do anything to kind of, ruffle the feathers, if you will. And I get that look from her like, really? Can you go somewhere else? So I kind of.
Or sometimes she'll act to John like Julio Jones did in the stretch line before practice one day when Saban walks by and says, "You need anything from me, Eight? Need anything at all?" And Julio goes.
He can do that. Julio had the panache and cachet.
John comes
to do
out,
that.
He's got a little something. Yeah. He's ready to go. Okay. John's wife goes,
out. Yeah. So
all right, not even breaking stride. Yeah, here I go.
Just don't want to, but watching that Tennessee game where the last week,
yeah,
man, that was tough. So
nervous wreck.
I got to do some planning for next week to make sure,
You won't even be able to enjoy the Auburn-Texas A&M game because everybody's going to, how long until kickoff?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. So, but Barry, think about this.
Right.
I said this on TV the other day, and I think I caught Lindsey Bonner by surprise. She wasn't expecting it.
Again.
I said, Lindsey, if Georgia wins next Saturday, Alabama will be 2-2. 2-2. I mean, when's the last time they've been 2-2? And how many Bama fans thought back on the 4th of July when they were eating hot dogs and drinking Bud Lights, waiting for the fireworks show to say, you know what? We might be 2-2 after that Georgia game.
And if that happens, they will hearken back. I remember it was several years ago now that John Longshore told us, don't get too fat and happy because someday this is going to end. Someday you're going to have to live with the fact that you are not totally superior to every other college football program in any way. And, for all of you young people out there, it's not your birthright to play for the Natty every year. When he was saying this, you're like, oh, pshaw.
Barry, that's exactly right. Some of the texts that I received from my children during that Florida State game, shock. Disbelief.
Dad, can they do that?
This is not supposed to happen. I said, well, tried to tell y'all, they're going to be bumps in the road. Mama said there'd be days like this.
There'd be days like this, Mama said.
And, you don't ever get ready for it. You don't expect it, but it's going to happen. And, kind of going through that. But if they're 2-2 after the Georgia game, and then they've got, LSU, they got Tennessee, they got Missouri, don't overlook Missouri. They've been a double-digit favorite a lot this year already. Got to go to Auburn. Always a difficult place to play. The schedule's not getting any easier.
No. So if John's going to bring up a song from the Shirelles, Mama said there'd be days like that.
Yeah.
I got to go ahead for all of you people who are saying you got to get rid of Kalen DeBoer if he goes 2-2. I've got to go Steven Stills on you.
Yes, sure.
If you can't be with the one you love, honey, love the one you're with.
The with, yes.
Do.
Yeah.
Do.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Saturday's going to be tough.
But that's next week.
That is next week.
Do not let your obsession over the game in Athens next week do away with any enjoyment of college football until then and afterwards.
If I'm Kalen DeBoer and this coaching staff there getting ready for next week, I'm telling this team, don't do anything stupid during the off week. Don't do anything stupid during the off week.
The thing not to do stupid in the off week, with Auburn also on the road and Troy also on the road, is to miss out on opportunities at Stivers, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Don't let these opportunities pass you by.
No, you would be making a huge mistake.
Yes.
Alabama and Northwest Florida's largest volume Ram dealer. 2025 Ram 1500s up to 21K off, plus 3.9% APR for 72 months, or 1.9% APR for 72 months. It is your choice. Great deals on the Jeep lineup, the Cherokee, the Wrangler, the Gladiators, all saving thousands and thousands, and great APR rates on those vehicles as well. So many great vehicles for you to check out. They're loaded here, Barry. They got vehicles all over the lot, in front, on the sides, in the rear of the dealership. It isn't just 3 or 4 they're trying to get off the lot. It is every vehicle priced to move here at Stivers in Prattville.
I do like the tone, the idea generation of maybe soon we're going to have a feature. Monday's headlines today.
Yes.
Because what will they be on Monday? Well, I can tell you, we will address those headlines on Monday from some big games locally here in the state of Alabama, and we'll address them on the Monday show with Tom Luganville.
That's
from
exactly
ESPN.
right. Yep, Luganville will be with us on Monday as always.
Yes.
Hey, thanks to everybody that was with us here today. Love the conversation on the River Region Straw chat line. Of course, get your picks in on our Marguerite's Diamond giveaway score contest. Give us the score of the Auburn-Oklahoma game. You can be the big winner of a 1-carat lab-grown diamond valued at $500, and it gets you in the drawing for the grand prize in the national championship game, a 1-carat natural-grown diamond valued at $3,000. Get in on that, Longshore McKnight at gmail.com.
Many thanks to Ralph Michaels from Wager Talk and the Gold Sheet. Thanks to the Phantom for dropping by with his daily dog, and the Phantom for Lee Sterling from Paramount Sports as well. For John Longshore, I'm Barry McKnight. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.